So today we're back out here on Parque Fernando for probably our last legacy Axis Deer hunt, and the main reason I wanted to do it is because EW did reveal the Truac Axis Deer on stream today, and I thought they looked pretty cool. I wanted to start off by showing them, and specifically just this one that TK shot. It was a nice level 5, just this huge wide rack, and it ended up being a max weight diamond. And I can't actually remember like what it scored versus the diamond requirement. I know it was a good bit over, but there's a screenshot of it, so it'll be there on the screen. And to see it in the lodge was the biggest thing. Like, we knew their models got scaled up a bit, but I really think they look so much better. And I'm excited to see, number one, like what they look like in the live game, maybe next to a Muley or whatever, and just like see, you know, how much better they really look. And the other thing that I want to know is, what are the Legacy Rack Axis Deer going to look like with those scaled up models? Because the old ones that we shot that are in the Trophy Lodge, their models should get bigger and the antlers should as well. So I definitely want to see what that's going to look like. We have a couple of them in the lodge right now, but I wanted to just kind of share that. And I also wanted to quickly show a little hotspot map for Axis Deer, because I usually do a guide before animals get Truacs, and I was going to do that, but I kind of want to wait until the Truacs for Axis Deer come out. I just think that's going to be like pretty exciting, because Axis Deer were a bit of a letdown when Parque came out. They just weren't, you know, what they could be, and I think they're much closer to what they could be now. So I wanted to wait until they actually get their Truacs. But if you did want to, you know, go and look for a Legacy Diamond Axis Deer before the Truacs come out, those are definitely good hotspots. And if you're hunting the lakes, their drink time is 4 to 8 a.m. So that's kind of when I would be in there. But all of that said, we are out here on Parque, and we're going to see if we can maybe manage to get one more Legacy Diamond Axis Deer, because like I said, I want to see what they're going to look like. And the other thing is, we do only have 2 of the big rack Diamond Axis Deer. Now, the small racks rarely make diamond, but it is possible. So maybe we can get that lucky to get something like that. And just in general, if we could get another one for the lodge, that would definitely be cool. And that's not a bad 4. Kind of a weird place to be drinking, like out away from the water like that. But we'll definitely try to get him. I mean, I don't know when Truac Axis Deer are actually releasing, but I would say there's a chance that we could be looking at, you know, another week or 2, and if we end up back on Parque, it's going to be good to have the respawns anyway, because even if we're not specifically after Axis Deer, we could find, you know, some of them while we're just hunting other stuff. There's another pretty good one, actually 2 good ones over there. We'll maybe just chase them around the edge, because you kind of get a shot up here if we keep following them. But this is like an average size Axis Deer right now, and I'm really excited to see like what the average size for Truacs are. Because, I mean, just from what we've seen, it's going to be a lot bigger, and that's going to be a good thing. And then this guy, which I think we almost shot too high on, just kind of got top of the lung. I mean, even that should be a good-sized Axis Deer, and they just have those little antlers, so the Truacs are going to make such a big difference, like, you know, actually being the size that they are in real life. But there's going to be our shot opportunity. That's not actually specifically where I was thinking we'd get it, but we'll take it there while he's broadside, and maybe that gives us a chance to get a shot at the other good one. But I really don't remember having this many up in this area, so that could be a result of like the zones being moved around and me not really hunting them too much since then. But it's good to see. And I think he's a little smaller than the other max weight one we shot already, but I mean, yeah, like I said, if we get back to Parque before the Truac Axis Deer come out, those are definitely going to be good for respawns. Ooh. That's actually kind of cool. I think we have one of these already, like the same size, but that's a max weight 4 that's a piebald, so I mean, we'll take that. Piebald Axis Deer aren't super rare. I mean, you see a lot of them. I guess we got a lung there, but he's dying kind of slow, so I'm not sure if he ducked and we caught him like in the vertebrae. But I mean, yeah, that's not like on the same level as some other rare animals, but still cool. We might throw that in the lodge somewhere. And we did actually get vitals on the other one. I'm just not sure why he survived as long as he did. It's kind of cool. I really wish he had Truacs. Like, would have been nice if that waited to spawn until the Truacs came out, but like, pretty good size one to end up being piebald. 319, I think that's our biggest Axis Deer so far. And I mean, yeah, why not actually send him to the lodge? We'll put him on one of the small plaques, at least for now. Decent hard shot actually at 230, but he can definitely occupy one of those spots. And this guy over here, he didn't go too far. I just thought he ran further than he probably should have on a lung shot, but maybe it was just kind of like a single lung thing. Kind of accidentally clicking taxonomize, but yeah, just like in the front of the lung there. still a gold. But I just came over here actually because this is the last place that we shot a diamond axis deer. It's like this little lake down here. And I wanted to see maybe if he respawned as anything good. I'm not necessarily sure that was him, like, that respawned as that piebald, but it was a cool one. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on over here. There's an axis deer down there, and there's a whole herd of red deer running down through here. That might be our issue right there. I want to see what that is. I think I did spot it, it's just a level 2. Sometimes the axis deer do drink like right down there where the puma was, but I'm gonna assume that since there's... oh, maybe they're over there. I mean, that's just a 3. Let's just skip that one because that one's better, I think. Might actually be the same size, but either way, we'll just try to get him. There was nothing at the last lake that I went to for axis deer, just a couple of red deer. But I wanted to come up to this big lake over here. And I know, like, down somewhere towards that end, there's a drink zone, so we'll fast travel back across and go look. But this spot up here, I've seen some good ones. I don't know that I've ever killed a diamond, but I always try to check here. Actually, this is one that I want to see what's going to happen with TrueAx, because there's not a lot of 4x4 axis deer, but it does happen in real life. And I wonder if that's going to be replicated through, you know, some of the new antler models, because it should be kind of a rare thing, I think. But I would definitely like to see some of those in the TrueAx as well. It's kind of less useful when they're getting spooked by the pumas that are down here, but there was a 4 over there, and at least, like, if they stop in that area, we can definitely get a shot in there. It's just going to be a matter of, like, where he wants to stand still for us. And that was a little bit unfortunate because I think we led him right, but he kind of stopped right as we took the shot, so we hit him, like, up towards the neck somewhere. I do think it'll bring him down, but I mean, if we can maybe help that along, we actually got something maybe decent there. It's crazy how much, like, the pumas starting to drink impacts axis deer hunting, because if you hunt them in that area, like, between technically 4 and 6, but really once it's light out 5 and 6, they're kind of everywhere, but once you start to have the pumas coming around and all the axis deer start spooking, it's definitely more difficult to see, like, the same amount of them. But yeah, there wasn't much chance at the angle we had there to actually get any kind of lung, but I guess, like I was saying earlier, respawns could definitely be a thing there. And I think we're gonna maybe go down to here. I've been wanting to clear some of that hunting pressure from red deer, and we kind of got rid of most of it. And I still really gotta move that tent because there's always some that are, like, right by it, and then they end up kind of spooking as I'm going to other spots, so I want to say that's gonna be a gold level 3. I'd like to get him. It should be plenty to bring him down, and I want to go check, like, this back area because sometimes they seem to drink here and sometimes they don't. And I haven't really hunted them recently enough on my map to remember if they do over here. It looks like pretty much just red deer, and maybe a puma because I don't think we spook those. But if there is a puma, I'm not really sure where it is, but if we were doing anything else, I'd probably go chase that level 7. But since we're after axis deer, we'll just go back and claim that one we got and then maybe check some other spots. Because we only have till 8 till they stop drinking, and it's 7:26 right now. So we'll just grab our gold level 3 here, which he made it by about 15, so not too close on that. And I want to get up to this lake, and we got pretty much all the pressure cleared on this side, which is where we're going to go. Ooh, no way. It's actually like a good-sized albino axis deer. I think we have one, or do we? I think we have a melanistic gold and a piebald gold. I don't think we have an albino. So that's going to run around the edge of the lake, and I really... or is it? Maybe they're going to come back. I was going to say, I really never, like, wait for them to stop when they go around the end there. I'm not sure why some of them are coming back, and I don't think I spotted anything else, so we can stay on his trail and find out. But usually they run all the way, like, along the edge here. I'm trying to make sure I see every single one that comes back through here. I haven't seen him yet, so maybe he actually continued? Yeah, I see him right there, so he's gonna go, like, around this end. He's about the only one to do it, which is quite lucky. Actually, a decent puma down there too, but I don't ever wait for them to stop, so I don't know really how far they're gonna run. I usually shoot them as they're moving, but I don't want to do that for him. I don't want to risk messing that up. And I wish I had a bow. Like, they're all coming by me real close. That would be kind of a cool thing to do. but unfortunately I don't. So we'll just kind of take him right there with the Mosin. And somehow we've actually ended up with 2 rare axis deer, both like kind of the small, not the smallest 4-rack, but also not the biggest 4-rack, so I guess the just middle-sized one. But yeah, I guess that's one thing that True Racks potentially would be fixing. We wouldn't have 2 with the exact same antlers, but either way, that's going to be pretty cool, and that's going to get us to where we have all 3 rare axis deer in the lodge as golds, and we have that with moose now as well, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of a cool thing to actually sort of collect as we're going along. 306, so not as big as the piebald, but very cool nonetheless. I really like that. I at least don't think that I've got an albino axis deer gold in the lodge, or if I do, it's not this big. That's really, really cool. Alright, let's taxonomize that. And I was running over here thinking, we're pushing it. It's 7:54, but the last place I wanted to go today is my favorite lake. This one up here in Bosque Muerto. It's this kind of bottom right one, and there's usually a lot of axis deer here. So hopefully they're not going to be leaving by the time we kind of get through here. I don't see any that are very interesting, but there's a pretty good sized herd over on this side. And I want to say that would be a gold 3, so I think we'll try to take him. Probably when his head's down. I think that's just going to be the easiest shot at like 330 meters. So let's see if we can get that in there. I think just like that is going to be good. And sometimes there are other herds. Some of those aren't even spooking, but just because we're pressed for time, I want to go check like the far end of the lake. There actually are a few over here. It actually looks like all bucks. Unless there's maybe one right there that I can't spot, but they're all pretty small bucks, so not too worried about that. We might just try to get 2 of them, since there's none in particular I'm specifically wanting to get. That second shot might have been, I was going to say it might have been a little high, but I think we dropped him there. And there was at least a doe in there, so there could have been some that I didn't see. But none are looking all that special. I mean, it looks like that's a vital hit, so I don't think we shot him just like in the spinal cord. But single lung kind of going through the leg on that one. And we did actually get the spinal cord, but double lung as well, which would have just dropped it, you know, without the spinal cord. That wasn't too bad. We'll have to go around and grab that last one. And if I'm not mistaken, we are ending on a pretty decent little gold level 3. Kind of like right in there behind the shoulder. Got into double lung at 330, but we do have a couple of rare axis deer to put in the trophy lodge, so we'll head back there. And just real quick before we go and set them up, I think these are the only 2, you know, like rare axis deer in the lodge. It's a 321 piebald, which is actually bigger than the one we got today, and a 286 melanistic, so it's actually kind of cool. I don't think we have an albino then. And honestly, every time I go in this room now, I'm liking it more and more like what we have going. We have so much cool stuff in here, but I decided to put the 2 axes kind of like on opposite sides here, the 306.4 albino and the 319.6 piebald. I just think they look cool, and I can't wait for them to get their new models, because like the mule deer did. This is a legacy diamond mule deer. When we shot him, he was like much physically smaller, but there's like a bigger model, and the antlers got bigger along with it, so I think the axes are going to look way better like that, and I think that's going to make this room look that much better, so that's going to be cool. But yeah, it was nice to just go out for an axis deer hunt and stumble upon 2 really cool rares. Go figure, they were just kind of out there waiting for us, and I really hadn't planned on going after axis deer again, so kind of lucky that we won again, because those are 2 that I think will be staying on the wall for quite a long time. But yeah, really happy with what that's doing for this room, because those plaques have been waiting forever, and really excited to see what the True Rack axis deer bring, and you know, the model changes as well. I think that's going to be good. But anyway, that is going to do it, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.